Welcome to the SRC Youth Empowerment Live Forum, spotlighting stories from the National Police Youth Club Camp 2024 and looking at what's ahead for Camp 2025. Special thanks to the National Police Youth Club movement for collaborating with us as we seek to create a space for more of our youth leaders across the island. And joining us for this forum, no stranger to the space, for this first segment, we have our national president, Ricardo Fairman. Welcome back, Ricardo.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Witter. It is always my pleasure to be in the Serenity Resource space.
Amazing. All right, we have Asha Gale with us already, PRO. Asha Gale, please remind me, which of the PYC are you with? Always great to see your name pop up in this space. And for those who thought Ricardo would have retired.
Right.
He is still with us, and we are absolutely happy to have him.
Yes.
It shows his commitment to the role that he plays at the PYC. Ricardo, fantastic. So does that mean that you're still the president for your local PYC?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
All right. All right. I trust that we are developing some leaders so we can have the fantastic Longville Park Police Youth Club, Asha Gale Hetridge. Thank you so much for always being a part of the space. Asha Gale, please share the link so others can join us so they can learn more about the national camp that's coming up. So Ricardo, we can't share enough about the Police Youth Club movement because we cannot take it for granted that everyone who sees these forum knows what the PYC movement is about. So what is it and why is it important for Jamaica's youth?
All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Witter, once again. And let me big up the Longville Park PYC for always tuning in to the Serenity Resource Connect space. It is a pleasure to always have you on, Asha Gay. So one PYC and big up yourself. So thank you for that question, Mrs. Witter. The National Police Youth Club, or the Police Youth Club movement, was established in 1954 to bridge the gap between the police and our young persons right across the country. Right in the small community of Sandy Bay in Hanover, our founders, Basil Ferguson and Everald Matthews, would have realized that our young people are involved in various criminal activities. And they would have came up with the idea to start a police youth club within that space. Since then, the Police Youth Club has been impacting the lives of our young persons right across the country. To date, we have 135 active clubs, and we keep on rebuilding and starting new clubs right across the country. We also have an active national executive who continues to do the work in reshaping and rebuilding and restarting all of these clubs. Now, the Police Youth Club has been around for 71 years, and that is a long time for us to transform the lives of our young people. That is one of our main mandates, to put programs in place for the greater upliftment of our young people. Some of these programs would have includes our quiz competition, or spelling bee competition, or athletics championships, right? The Police Youth Club don't just focus on the physical activity, but it focuses on the mental, the spiritual, all of those alleys where our young people can gain meaningful information for the development of themselves.
Thank you for that. And I just shared in the chat to share the YouTube link with your club members.
Yes.
The Instagram connection is not working. I'm not sure what exactly is happening there. I'll have that checked out. But ask them please to join us over here on YouTube. And remember that the recording remains on YouTube so they can catch the replay if they're not able to join us live, because I understand that we have some youth club meetings going on currently. All right. So let's talk Camp 2024,
Yes.
Ricardo.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
What were the major highlights for you from Camp 2024?
All right. So one of the major highlights from Camp 2024 was that our young persons would have lived with a certificate from Art NSTA Trust. That is really a big deal. Not just our club members, but also police officers would have lived with a certificate from Art. One of the next highlights for me was that we had the opportunity to learn various participate in various activities, whether it be football, art and craft, music. There was also a music camp that was on site, which was very integral in camp. One of my takeaway was that we were not just, persons would say going to a camp where police involved would have been a rough thing. No, you find it that our young persons and the police were having fun time together. They were playing together. They were, so we were, it was like we were one family at camp. And if you haven't been to camp, trust me, you are missing out on something. So I'm encouraging everyone to listen to me. Come on to Police Youth Club Camp. And later on, you'll hear more about how you can be a part of camp. Right? So thank you.
All right. And outside of those certificates, and it's good to hear too, because we've had these conversations, which is why it's important to keep having these conversations.
Definitely.
Because we have talked about the PYC members, and a number of them would have shared that they've gotten their certificates. But I did not realize that the police officers were also certified.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
All right, so that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yes.
It is a big deal.
Indeed. So outside of certification and those other activities, what would you say were some of the key values or skills that were emphasized throughout the duration of the camp?
Yes. So our young people would have had the opportunity to work in teams. So you have to ensure that your dorm is clean, your bed is spread, and if you don't want your group to lose points, so you're gonna ensure that you are on par and ready each day for when an inspection is being done in your room. So camp teaches our young persons to work in team. It also develops, it also allows us to be mentally and physically prepared for the future, because we have the opportunity to do some activities that will allow us to learn more things, right? Such as preparing for the Mr. and Miss PYC pageant. Persons had the opportunity to compete, see their audience, right? And I think those stuff allows our young persons to develop themselves in a true and meaningful way. Some of the values is that we, even though it's a camp and we're there for a week, it allows us to learn. One of the main objectives is for us to learn about the different police youth clubs. It allows us to learn about the different, how people interact, right? Because it's persons from all across the country, clubbites from all across the country, right? So you are with different backgrounds. You can learn how somebody acts, right? You can learn how someone do a particular thing in a particular way. So you at camp, you have the opportunity to brand yourself, right? Yeah.
Indeed. And you talk about the in terms of the physical activities,
Physical. Yes.
mental too, because I saw those videos of you all out
Yeah.
there at about 5 o'clock in the morning.
How could I forget that, Mrs. Witter? Thank you for reminding me, because trust me, one of the hardest thing for me is to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. And at camp, we
Discipline.
have discipline. We have to get up for physical training. And physical training means that we're going to exercise. We're going to be out in the public exercising and health wise, right? And for
Yes.
me personally, after leaving camp, it's like it is hard for me to go back into my regular waking up at 7:30, 8 o'clock routine, because I would have already shaped myself in a particular way for that week to get up at 5 a.m. and exercise. So it is good for us to learn that we can be disciplined, right?
That's
So
right.
even though, as I said earlier, we're coming for the fun. Most persons are coming for the fun of camp, but discipline is there, right? You have to respect each other. You have to respect each other's space. You have to respect everyone that is at camp, right? And so some of us who don't like to do the chores at home, you know, we have to participate in the preparing, assisting with the meals for our team members, cleaning up the kitchen afterwards, sweep up the yard afterwards, and those are some good values that are instilled within our young people. So yeah,
Fantastic.
it is
Teamwork.
exciting to speak
Very,
about camp.
very rounded.
Yes, yes.
Very rounded. All right. Let's acknowledge Roy Morris, Sandy Bay Police Youth Club, Hanover Divisional Council.
All
And we had
right.
earlier Andre Harris, second vice president, is on. Is a second VP at the national level.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Mr. Harris.
All
Thank you for
right.
joining. And also shouting out Mr. Roy from Sandy Bay, as well as the Hanover Divisional Council.
All right. So for those who are on live, let's see if put a 1 in the comment section if you were at Camp 2024, while Ricardo shared with us one powerful memory that stood out for him at Camp 2024.
So for me, the powerful memory that stood out is the heart certification. Why? Because a lot of our young persons are unattached youths, right? And they would have leave high school not knowing what's the next step. And you're coming to a camp for 1 week. A heart certification normally takes 6 weeks or a year before you can be certified, or you have to attend the classes maybe 6 months to a year. And you're coming for just 1 week, and you are going to leave with a certificate in the skill area that you choose. That really stands out for me. And truth be told, I don't know anything about tiling. And I did tiling when I was at camp. And every day I would say, I can tile. When I hear a person saying that, listen to me, I have somewhere to tile. I said, no, I can tile it for you, because I would have gotten a certificate from the Police Youth Club camp when I attended last year. So that really stands out for me. And it is not a choice that when you come to camp, you have to do the quiz. It is mandatory that, not the quiz, sorry. the certification, it is mandatory. It is a part of the requirement of coming to camp that you have to attend one of these hard trust classes, because at the end you will need that certificate. You will utilize that certificate. I've seen police officers, I've had conversation with police officers who would have said, listen to me, I use my certificate that I get at camp to fix something in my house. I've heard club members say, listen, me, sir, I am working because of that certificate I got at camp. And that really touched my heart to say that camp is not just for the fun, but camp is for the development of our young people. So really and truly, Mrs. Twitter, the hard certification stands out the most for me at camp.
And understandably so, because that is impact. Because the team at heart would tell you that skills pay the bills.
Definitely.
You're tiling at home,
Definitely.
But you can actually earn from tiling.
Exactly.
Just continue to hone your craft, right? So we had Royce sharing earlier that and help you learn a skill, which is endorsing what you're sharing, the importance of that. Moisha was at Camp 2024. She has her one in the chat over on Facebook. Discipline is the order of the day.
Definitely.
And she is cheering you on, President Fairman.
Definitely.
Fantastic. All right. Remember to invite those who are trying to connect on Instagram to come on over to YouTube or Facebook. That connection is not working. All right. So let's keep the discussion flowing. We are going to bring on our other youth club Heights, Roxanne. See if we can get that camera fixed. So let's bring on Orville in the interim. Orville Ricketts, welcome, Orville.
Thank you, Mr. Tuz. Thank you.
Welcome. All right. So Orville Ricketts is the president for the Albertown PYC. Anyone else here from Albertown? Let us hear you. Monique and Bartley. Okay, is the one that's cheering you on over there, President Fairman. We have a Monique and Bartley on Facebook as well. All right.
All right.
And Hanover is in the house.
Thank you, Hanover.
Team President Fairman. All right, let's shout out Albertown. All right, we have Shadrika here, shouting out Albertown. Let's see, Roxanne Mercy, Secretary for the Constant Spring PYC and outgoing president for Pembroke All High PYC is on with us. Let's see what's going on. Roxanne, get your camera fixed for us, please. Set it to rotate. All right. And check that background for me, please. Thank you. All right, so let's keep the conversation flowing. Orville, you were at Camp 2024. So let's hear from you. Was that your first time attending camp? Or?
No.
Yeah.
No, that was not the first time. I started, my first time was in 2022.
And that's when you just joined the PYC?
Yes, that's when I just started PYC.
And you enjoyed it so much you had to go back.
My experience, first impression when I went, I was like, what am I doing here? I want to go home. This place is not for me. I left my Sunday dinner just to be here. Basically, day one passed and day two came. It's like a home away from home.
Oh.
Yes.
Amazing. So even though you had been to 2022, 2023, what inspired you to go back in 2024?
What inspired me? With this opportunity, I'm going to say big up to our president, Mr. Ricardo Fairman, and also to the community security and safety branch. They, on a whole, in its entirety, inspired me through their their hard work, dedication, and commitment to Jamaica's youth as we strive to make Jamaica a better and safer place. Their work will never go unnoticed, and I'm really inspired by them. This particular branch actually showed me a different side to JCF. Most Jamaicans were used to the harsh side, I must say, of the police officers, or but this particular branch showed me that, hey, the police officers are human like us, and they too know the importance of togetherness and bridging the gap between a police youth club and the community.
Well said. And I endorse that, which is why we have a community safety and security forum on second Thursdays to highlight the awesome work that, as you mentioned, that the police are doing over in Area 3. And of course, we have other entities joining us on the more specialized side, because all the different units have to work together so that we can remain safe in this space. So, what was one experience that changed you? What would you say is one experience that changed you throughout the camp?
One experience that changed me.
Yeah.
The National Police Youth Club, it's a big deal, like our president says. It's a big deal. It's not a small deal. It allows you to find who are you? How do you see yourself? Are you confident? Can you do things without shaking? It has taught me a lot. One experience that changed me, I was exposed to so many activities. Our president mentioned the certification, but not only that. I was engaged in debating, music, dancing, um, the National Police Youth Club quiz, and things like those. It really changed who I thought I was and who I really am. This it shows me how confident I can be, and it also taught me some form of humbleness.
Wow, that is powerful. That's powerful. And I'm glad we're hearing it from your perspective, because the president but president is sharing from his perspective. So we really wanted to hear the other perspective coming out of the camp. And it's very good that you're able to identify those areas in terms of personal development, because that's a big part of what happens at camp. And when you talk about confidence, I was there for the opening ceremony, and I saw some amazing talent, right? A little nervousness at first, and then when the notes start coming out, they just belted those notes. It's just amazing to see you all just bloom. And I know that those who started out shaky would have developed throughout the course of the camp. So you've learned a number of different skills, owned your debating
Right.
skills in other areas. But how have you applied that in your life since camp? Have you had
Um,
opportunities to use what you learned?
I learned many things. I'm a certified heart student, and I am proud to say that. I'm a product of the National Police Youth Club and Heart. I was certified in engine block, painting, tiling, and customer service.
Oh,
Right,
wow. I love the passion, the enthusiasm, and,
right.
and you should be proud because you're multi-skilled. So your bills should stay paid.
Yes,
You
yes,
have
yes.
to make those skills work for you, right? All
Right,
right. So let's take it to the local club level now. You have been at the Elm for the past 2 years,
right.
2 years as president. How has your local club helped you to grow?
My local club, it taught me how to work with others, because not many people know how to work. It's not a private space. They know how to stay private, but not many people know how to properly socialize and to network, to form groups and to actually carry out activity that is beneficial to not only them as an individual, but to the community.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's see what's going on in the comments here. Shadrika is saying shout out to Alberton PYC. That's her club. Shagil is going to see Shadrika on Sports Day. Shadrika, I'll try to make it. Don't try, Shadrika. You're going to make it. After all this excitement that's been shared here, you're going to make it. All right, let's see what's going on with Roxanne. Roxanne, all right, can you get your camera, adjust your camera so we can see you clearly? You need to bring your camera up.
That's how best I can adjust my camera at the moment.
All right, let's see if we can get you in. Try and keep it stable and ask the family members to give you some studio time because you're going in the spotlight now. All right, so what inspired you to attend the PYC camp, national camp in 2024?
I have been a part of the permaculture school from 7th grade. I have been in the club from 8th, going over in 9th grade. I was recommended to the club by my dean, Miss Williams. It was supposed to be a discipline for troubled students, so it was supposed to be for discipline. But going forward and going further down in the club, I found I didn't have to stay, but I found a comfort, and I decided that I'm going to continue. So basically, when the club had stopped because they had stopped came to the school, I was the one that helped to start it back up.
Okay, amazing. All right, because Roxanne is, as was mentioned earlier, she's a secretary for the Consent Spring PYC and also a member of our school youth, outgoing president for our school youth club. So Roxanne, share with us what's one experience that changed you in Camp 2024?
I am a person that I like to stay by myself, and I have friends, but I do not like friends, and I'm a very shy person. So going to camp 2024, I met a lot of new people, learned a lot of new things, and learned that discipline is a must.
Okay.
So basically that helped change me because I was not a disciplined person, and going to camp 2024 showed me and helped improved me.
All right. So what's one thing that you say you would have taken from camp in terms of helping with discipline, and how did you apply it after leaving camp?
I'm a person, I do not wake up early, and going to when I went to camp, it was hard for me at times, but I pushed through because we had to wake up at 5 in the morning, hearing that the alarm. It was very challenging, but I pushed through and I did what I had to do. So yeah, so basically it's very challenging.
Okay. All right. So discipline, amazing, loving it. All right. So what about your local clubs at the school level and community level? How have you grown by being a part of these? President for your school club as well as secretary for your community club.
It shows me that some students, although they have certain behaviors and they behave certain way, when they get a little help, they improve because they want someone to guide them and someone to help them through what they're going through. So basically, they want help. So by helping students, you can see the change in them. Although most of them doesn't want help and they don't want to admit that they want help, but helping them shows.
All right. So you help yourself by helping others. Are you saying that by helping
Yes.
others you have grown?
Yes, miss.
Okay. That's a good way because it's always been said the best way to learn something is to teach someone else, right? So that's amazing. And what it does is actually help you to hold yourself accountable because if you're teaching these other young people these different things, that means that you have to lead by example. Isn't that so?
Yes, Miss.
All right. Amazing. All right. We're going to keep the conversation going in a little bit. All right. Andre Harris says he was not there, but would love to share something. Are you going to share it in the comments, Andre? And he's encouraging Shadrika to come to Camp 2025. And Shadrika is sharing that camp early morning make you appreciate going to bed on time. That's a part of the process of discipline, because if you need to be well rested for your mind to function the way it ought to function. So it's important that you get the rest time in. All right, we're going to get to your final wrap up question in a little while. So Orville, Roxanne, don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you backstage. Thank you so much for your honest and insightful responses. As I asked you to do, I wanted you to share from your personal experience, because no matter how many of you were there, each of you would have experienced camp differently, and each of you would have taken something different from the experience. And so that's how others will be able to appreciate what takes place at camp and the many things that they missed, Andre and others that they missed by not being at Camp 2024, and they're going to make sure that they're there this year. All right, so I'll see you in a little while, Roxanne and Orville. Let's go back to President Ricardo Fairman, Camp 2025.
Wow, Camp 2025. I am looking forward to Camp 2025, Mrs. Whittle. Truth be told,
any new features, themes, any location as yet?
Well, let me say this to my club lights that are listening. Camp will be in a town near you. So look out for that information. I will not be sharing where we will be going for camp this year just yet. I want it to be an extra special surprise to everyone. But let me announce that Camp 2025 will be held from July 26th right back to August 3rd. And we have some exciting programs awaiting all our members. And not just our members, we're extending to any youth within the age who wish to be at Camp 2025. Yes, so the age for our campus, we recommend that at least within the youth age from age 7 to 29. That is our main age for camp, for residential camp, 2025. As I said, I will not be going into much details as it relates to camp, the theme, where we will be, etc. However, you will get those details as camp comes closer. But trust me, stay on the lookout. You will be hearing about camp. And camp, I can tell you, camp is going to be even... I don't even know how to call camp this year. Camp I got nice. So stay tuned and listen for the updates as it relates to camp 2025.
You're just in time to get that information, Louis. President Fairman just shared the age just now, but Sir Fairman, share where the angles, where they can look out to get the information.
All right, so you can keep in contact with your local police youth club coordinators right across the respective divisions and the respective areas. Those information will be shared with your coordinators, who will then share with you at the local club. Also, you can tune into our Instagram and our Facebook page for updates, NPYCC for our Instagram as well as our Facebook. And you will get more updates as it relates to Camp 2025.
All right.
You can also can also email the PYC unit at cssbpycunit at jcf.gov.jm, or you can email the National Council at npycm at jcf.gov.jm if you have any queries or any concern leading up to camp.
Okay. Andre, are you still there? Andre Harris, are you still there? You wanted to share something? All right. Ricardo, you can go ahead and send the WhatsApp number so you could call that number.
Yes.
If he wants to share verbally.
Okay.
All right. So while Orville Ricketts turns on his camera and Roxanne gets settled so we can bring them back on, go ahead and share with us, Ricardo. How can communities, schools, or sponsors support our
Yes,
camp?
definitely. We need the support. And let me start firstly on the sponsors. We need the support of our sponsors to make camp a success. Sponsorship can't be too much, right? So the more sponsor, the better it is for us to help more young persons to participate in camp, right? If you wish to sponsor or camp 2025, the email address, you can reach out to any of your local police station, ask to speak with your CSSB coordinator, and CSSB is Community Safety and Security Branch. You can speak with any of your coordinators locally, as well as you can visit any of the areas and speak with your area coordinator. Or if you wish to email us at a national level, the email address once again is cssbpycunit at jcf.gov.jm. So there you are able to reach out to us as it relates to sponsorship. Now, for the communities or schools who wish to participate, it's the same thing. You can reach out to the local coordinators, and then they will guide you in how you can be a part of our Camp 2025. Most of our communities have local clubs. You can also speak with the presidents, and the presidents will then turn your information over to their local coordinators, who will then share your details with the camp directors and coordinators who will be overseeing Camp 2025. If you wish to make contact for further details, I can share my telephone number with you. It is 876-598-5495. That's 876-598-5495.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. I trust you all got that. But remember, the recording will remain on YouTube. And we also have a blog recap on Monday. So you can look out for the print recap of this discussion. All right. Let's bring back Orville and Roxanne into the space as they share with us, starting with Orville, what advice they have for you thinking of joining a police youth club or attending Camp 2025.
Advice for youth. Camp is going to be fun. There is no doubt. And as I said earlier, it's like a home away from home. You will not miss anything at home. You will learn how to work with people, learn how to do teamwork, and also you will have exercises to do. So it can promote health. And yes, I cannot emphasize enough, discipline is within the National Police Youth Club. You can come on out and enjoy yourself.
Roxanne, anything to add? Looks like her connection is frozen. While we wait on Roxanne, is it Louis or Loy is asking, is there a cost for camp?
No, camp is free It can't be any more free. Free. It is free to all persons who wish to attend camp.
All right, which is why you encourage sponsorship, because
Yes.
the sponsorship will take care of the cost. All right. So it's free, but of course, if you want to support the cause, then you can reach out to your local coordinator to get that done. All right, Roxanne, we're gonna have to remove you from the stream for now. All right. So Orville, remember, not everyone who is joining us live or watching the replay are members of a police youth club. So if you're supposed to encourage someone to become a member, what would you say to them? Why should they become a member?
It is important for you to become a member. One, as I said before, it helps with discipline. And for those who would love to be enlisted in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, this is a good route for you because it forms network. You meet the wonderful police officers and then you can proceed from there, right? And again, teamwork. If you want to learn teamwork or you want to be somewhere else that is fun, yes, you can join the police youth club. Be engaged. And I think it is of necessity for youth to learn the importance of volunteerism. I think we're facing a crisis now where much youth they don't want to volunteer. If it's not money, you're not saying nothing really. Now I see the importance of volunteerism, and yes, I will continue, and I will continue as much as possible to encourage our youth to do positive things that will not only benefit them but for the community and for Jamaica. As our motto says, we are helping to build a better Jamaica.
And that's very important. That is very important. I love that, Orville. So I want you to continue now, keep going as it relates to the importance that you have identified in volunteerism. Let's hear what the importance that you have seen.
When you volunteer, it does not only help you, but it helps others. It also helps you in building your resume, because most time when you're looking for jobs, they ask you, do you volunteer? What are some of the clubs you are a part of? What are some of the organization? And so, some of them must be non-funded. So it's not all the time you must focus on the money. Volunteer.
All right, thank you for that. And just in case you don't believe Orville, you need to take a look. We created a playlist specifically for the Police Youth Club. So there's a playlist on YouTube of all the forums that the Police Youth Club has been a part of, not just the Youth Empowerment Forum, but the Police Youth Club has been represented in the Community Safety and Security Forum, I believe also in our Community Corner. And you want to take a look at that discussion with Inspector Mela Wallace, endorsing what Orville just shared, where we have Inspector Mela Wallace started in the Police Youth Club, and she has made her way through the ranks, now at the level of Inspector of Police. So the testimonies are there to prove it, right? So you can go on over, just in case you missed the previous discussions that we have had here. So there's a list specifically for the Police Youth Club, sharing with you some different highlights from different representatives. There's one there with the Freetown Police Youth Club, where they were sharing on Culture Corner. So it actually gives you a taste, as Orville was sharing, of the different engagement that you can have as a part of nation building. So yes, you're in the Police Youth Club, but there are awesome opportunities for you to collaborate, and you're able to learn more from different individuals. So I'm sure if you should ask the president of the Freetown Police Youth Club, and I'm talking about Freetown Clarendon, because I know there's more than one Freetown in Jamaica, right? So they would have learned so much from the activities that took place in the space as it relates to, I think it was their Independence Day activities around that time. So you want to take a look at that, and it might inspire you to give you ideas, creative ideas of what you can do in your space to beef up what's happening in your PYC, so others will be interested in being a part of the PYC. They have no Freetown PYC anymore. We have to do something about that. Pastor Gail, we're going to have to get it revived if it's no longer there. We need to take care of that, all right? So, Sir Fairman, you have your hands full, but that's another one. We have to ensure that we keep these clubs alive. Because as you're sharing, Orville is sharing that, and Roxanne would have shared, the PYCs are very important because the space where young people get to go and explore and develop their personal as well as professional development, engage with the police, and a space where the police get to know them, the justices of the peace get to know them. So when they need a reference, recommendation, then it's easier to get that done. Right. No, the date has not yet. Oh, yes, the date was released. Ricardo, Shaq's Entertainment checking the date. So you can go ahead and repeat the date.
All right. So the date for Camp 2025 will be from July 26th to August 3rd. And it's a residential camp. So you will be there for the entire week.
All right. Yes. Orville, is there anything that you'd want to share in terms of helping those who are going to be going to camp for the first time? What are some things that you'd say there to take into consideration?
For those who don't love to leave their beds, yes, you will have to do that. Yes, you will have to do that. If you cannot work in teams, you'll be forced to work in teams to create a bond, right? It's going to be fun. I promise you it's going to be fun. There is never a dull moment at camp. Always something keeping. Trust me.
Awesome. All right. I see Roxanne smiling widely. What you want to add, Roxanne?
Going to camp, last year was my first year. Going to camp, I went to camp with the idea that I'm going to a boot camp because that's what our school told us. So I went to camp thinking I was going to a boot camp. Camp wasn't what I expected. I went, I had fun. I met new people from new places, which I did not know. You had police youth club in certain places. And when I went, I met some new people. And it basically showed me a perspective, because on the internet, it basically shows us that police are bad people, like literally. So basically, when I went to camp, I saw the other side of them, and I saw that not everything is on the internet is true. You have to see for yourself. You can't just believe what they put out on the internet, because not everything on the internet is true.
Awesome. That is important. And this is a very important point to note. Right. Yes, it is not only for the young, but also for some of us adults. Yes, because some of us adults need to learn discipline. Indeed. Feel free to share more, Lady Nelson. Feel free to share more. What you think some of us as adults could learn from the camp. Yes, Shaq's Entertainment is saying, Orville, ready for this year, bro. All right.
I must say though, Mrs. Whittle,
ready.
I must say though that whatever you do when you come to camp,
don't sleep.
Please, I'm asking you to sleep. Please sleep. Don't let anybody let you lose your rest. All right, sleep.
No, do not sleep.
Somebody say sleep and somebody say don't sleep. Roxanne,
no, don't sleep. once something happened to me on camp, basically we are in our section sleeping, and basically we know how they stay because they literally come and put makeup on us, or they will frag, or they will write on our foot bottoms. We bought 2 padlock and we padlocked our gate. Way down in the middle of the night, we got up and saw one of the police officers literally sitting down, signing off for a lock. Like sitting
It's
down,
somewhat of
signing
a
off
boot
the lock.
camp.
Please sleep.
Sounds like
So
fun.
basically, that is a sign: do not sleep. And they love to keep funerals, so please do not sleep.
Moisha said it sounds like fun. Can we have an adult youth club? Yeah. Moisha, that's a good one. All right. Moisha wants an adult youth club. All right. So, all right. So you hear the excitement, and this cannot be faked. I mean, these young people are sharing from their heart. So make sure you share with other young people so they too can go out and have this awesome experience. I mean, 1 week away from your home environment, to meet new people, to get outside of your comfort zone. For those who thought they were shy and they came out of their shell, isn't it worth it? All right, Roxanne's connection is acting up. Hi, Roxanne's mommy, Moisha. So you want to go, Moisha don't want you at camp. Sorry, we're gonna have to put you in a different camp. All right, but I'm sure that the officers will be seeing this. So who knows? All right. So maybe not a police youth club, but maybe the neighborhood watch need to consider
Yes.
having
Yes,
their camp.
that's true. That's true.
So we could, yeah, because the neighborhood watch would be the adult side of the police, the community safety and security program. So that's something that you can look at if there's no citizens association, well, neighborhood watch in your area. That's something that you can talk to your CSS to be about. Rox, are we having a limit? I'm not sure what you're saying, Roxanne. Let me bring you back in.
Because camp last year we had it a certain limit. Like basically not they couldn't have a lot, but we had a good amount, so we had a limit. So I wanted to know if they are having a limit, like a certain amount of
Persons who can attend camp.
Attendees.
Yes, we have to have a limit, or if we don't have a limit to camp, then the entire country will be coming, and and then a lot of behind the scenes will not be able to happen. So the more sponsor we get, the more persons we are able to take to camp. Roxanne.
Oh, okay. So the numbers are based on funding?
Yes.
Availability of funding. All right. So we need to make that happen.
And another thing I learned at camp is camp basically show you, not even when you're in school, that there's still a lot of things out there you can do. Because as Mr. Ricketts was saying, they had like housekeeping and electric where you can get at art. So basically it's showing you that life does not end as you leave school or while you're in school. You can still go out there and get something, because I was doing housekeeping and I was doing great, and I ended up had to stop because on camp I fell sick. I was not feeling well. So I did not get to finish that study. But this year at camp, that's my goal. I'm going and I'm going to finish it. And I'm going to make the best out of camp.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Asha Gale is in my first time to camp supervise. All right. Because we need supervisors as well, eh? Amazing. How do you identify supervisors, Ricardo? Are these president, executive members who usually supervise?
So the supervisors are normally the police officers from the different divisions and areas. because most of the CSSB persons are normally at camp as well, so they would act as the supervisors, and by extension, the National Council.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. And I'm sure based on what I saw, security locked. So mommies and daddies and guardian, you don't have to worry when they go out there. They are taken care of. Try your best to get friends who will watch your back while you try to attend.
No one will do that because everyone is trying to get their sleep, because as it hit 4:59, there will be an alarm waking you, so no one has time to watch anyone back for anyone to get a 10-minute sleep, because you're all tired and exhausted and want to sleep to get up by that time for exercise, because there is punishment, and
Okay,
we don't want
they
that.
have to have some way to ensure that you develop those muscles, right? Asha Gale is saying, can persons with disability come?
All right, so that's a question that we will have to speak off the air with Ashane, but we don't turn away anyone from camp. Once you are physically able to move about, you're free to come to camp.
Okay. Also, there might be some limitations there for
Yes.
disability, if it's physical disability. All right. So Roxanne's mommy is saying that she don't worry at all about her when she's at camp.
Good, mommy. Don't worry, Roxanne is in
Right.
good hand.
Awesome, mommy. Thank you so much for sharing.
But Mrs. Switter, I just want to, while I'm on the floor now, our time is coming to an end. I
Yes.
just want to say thank you once again for always allowing the Police Youth Club in your space. We really appreciate the effort that you have been putting in to publicize the Police Youth Club, and we realize that it has been reaching a lot of persons. I've been getting the calls, I've been hearing the feedbacks, so thank you. Before I go, I just want to shout out Team Hanover. Thank you, Hanover, for always supporting. I want to shout out all the Police Youth Club right across the country. Thank you so much for your dedication. Thank you for continuing to lift the Police Youth Club banner high. And as Orville says, we not done not without saying our motto. So we are going to finish by saying we are helping to build a better Jamaica. Mrs. Switter, can I ask your viewers to just drop in the chat? We are helping to build a better Jamaica.
Certainly.
Yes.
All right, because this is your space. I'm just facilitating, creating the platform, but this is really your space, and I want you all to own it. You have asked for it, and I've dedicated the time and resources to ensure that with or without sponsor, we are going to honor this space so that you can come and share. We have heard from the different youth groups that you want a space where you can share, to highlight, and that's what we're basically doing. So
thank you, Mrs. Witter.
My absolute pleasure. All right. How many days camp lasts for, or weeks?
Camp is for most time. Camp is from Sunday to Sunday.
Right.
So you will leave home from the Sunday morning early, because you have a certain time that you need to be at camp, and then you will return home either the next Sunday or the Monday.
Right.
Most time it's a Sunday. Yes.
Okay. Oh, I love this. At Ricardo, hope to meet you at JCF Expo. Yes, people,
Yes,
JCF Expo is coming up. That's another exciting event on the calendar. It's what, the 19th to the 21st?
22nd.
19th to the 22nd.
22nd.
19th to 22nd?
Right.
Definitely.
All right. So
I look forward in meeting you as well, Ashane. Asha Gale, rather.
Asha Gale. We're helping to build a better Jamaica, popping up. Fantastic. All right. We're a little over the 1 hour, but this is worth it. Cedrica, what you say, going back to for first place for debate this year. I love the energy. She's coming back for her title. You can't give it to someone else. Amazing. Go Team Hanover. All right. I love that. I love that. Fantastic. All right. It is always a pleasure holding space for you all here. And our youth forum host should be back next month. It wraps up her Miss Carolyn Festival Queen coming up this Saturday. How many of you went out to support your parish? Your Festival Queen coronation has been held as yet?
Not yet,
No,
but we are going
for like
from my parish.
Yeah.
So Hanover is out. So don't worry. I mean, separate and apart from the PYC, Hanover will be crowning the Miss Festival Queen 2025. Right, Hanoverians?
Love the excitement. Love the excitement. Thank you so much, Orville Ricketts, President Albert Town Police Youth Club, Roxanne Mercy, Secretary of the Constant Spring Police Youth Club, and our National Police Youth Club Movement President Ricardo Fairman. Thank you so much for sharing from your experience at Camp 2024 and bringing the excitement, building momentum for Camp 2025 coming up in the summer. Clarendon second. Ashagale. All right.
And I want to say a big thank you for having me.
Oh, my absolute pleasure, Roxanne, anytime. All right. So
and Mr. Fairman, I'll be seeing you at Camp 2025.
I am ready.
Definitely. All right. So remember now, camp is just the beginning. The growth process continues in your community. As you have heard, we didn't just leave the learning at camp, but Orville, Ricardo, Roxanne would have shared how they have used what they learned at camp to actually implement in their communities. So when you learn things wherever the space is, use it as an opportunity to build others. So let me thank you to our viewers as well who kept the comments bubbling. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember to share the link so others can get access to this information and be encouraged and inspired to be a part of a movement that is actually helping to develop our young people physically, mentally, emotionally, personally, and professionally, so that you can learn a skill. As Roxanne says, she's going back to finish what she started last year. Sickness is not going to get the better of her. She's going to get up and she's going to get back at it and she's going to get it done so that she can learn, get her certificate so she can go out and earn to pay her bills, right?
And thank you too, Miss Ricketts, for allowing us in your space. Thank you so much, and thanks for the National Police Youth Club too for their continuation as to growth for youth and their development. And thank you, Mr. President, for your hard work and dedication, sir.
Our pleasure. All right. So remember, if you're not yet a member of a police youth club, find your local police station, go on over to the Community Safety and Security branch. That's the friendly arm of the JCF, if you may, and find out how you can become a member. If you're not so sure if one is in your community, or if there's none in your community and you want to lead the charge, go on out. I don't know if you saw the Prime Minister's Youth Award. Listen, there are some awesome young people across the island doing big stuff, and you are doing great stuff in your area as well. So you can find out how you can be a part of that amazing crop of young people that's actually taking the nation to another level. So remember to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to the Serenity Resource Connector platform so that you can get the notification when we go live. Coming up on Thursday, we have our Community Safety and Security Forum, and we're going to be looking at disaster preparedness and response. So you want to tune in so you can learn more about that. You're not too young, especially you're the ones that really need to be a part of this space. So you can know how to protect yourself, your property, help your parents rather to protect their property, so that when you get to be an adult, you know exactly what to do so you can keep that going. All right, so remember to stay connected with us. Look out for the blog recap and you'll see the handles there so that you can know where exactly National Police Youth Club Camp 2025 will be and how you can be a part of that. All right?
And the
So remember,
reminder, do never.
They are already leading today. Kudos to you, all youth leaders. Keep up the great work. All three of you had a hectic day, so we're going to release you now so you can go and get some rest. All right, thank you again.
And the reminder, never doubt yourself. Anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Powerful. All right. So with that said, have yourselves a fantastic rest of the night. All right. See you soon. The SRC Youth Empowerment Live Forum is brought to you on second Tuesdays at 8 p.m. in collaboration with our national youth groups. Visit our website at www.serenityresourceconnector.com and subscribe to receive our weekly blog post. Join us again on Thursday at 8 p.m. for our Community Safety and Security Live Forum in partnership with the JCF Area 3 Police.